Ri Yong-ho took the podium at the United Nations after a week of escalating tensions between Pyongyang and Washington. He immediately addressed the US president's labeling of the DPRK leader Kim Jong-un as a rocket man on a suicide mission and threatened war.
Due to his lacking of basic common knowledge and proper sentiment, he tried to insult the supreme dignity of my country by referring it to a rocket. By doing so, however, he committed an irreversible mistake of making our rocket's visit to the entire US mainland inevitable all the more. None other than Trump himself is on a suicide mission. In case innocent lives of the US are harmed because of this suicide attack, Trump will be held totally responsible.
Ri Yong-ho said that the sole reason for the DPRK's nuclear program was to deter the United States from attacking.
Our national nuclear force is, to all intents and purposes, a war deterrent for putting an end to nuclear threat of the US and for preventing its military invasion. And our ultimate goal is to establish the balance of power with the US.
Ri also said Pyongyang was now close to completing its state nuclear force and that the country had been forced to choose the nuclear weapons path due to US policy after the Korean War. He also said that Pyongyang would not target any countries that did not, quote, join with the US in violence. So, Susan, the violent rhetoric continues here at the United Nations. You know, the threat of a nuclear war has hung over these proceedings, first from Washington, the threats, then Pyongyang. There's little sign that Pyongyang and Washington have stopped talking at each other and start talking to each other.
So, Nathan, what more can you tell us about those B-1 bombers flying in international airspace?
Yeah, so just before the foreign minister's speech here at the DPRK, a mission was flown and it's very, very different from ones we've seen. It's the first time in the 21st century the B-1 bombers from Guam and F-15 fighters from Okinawa actually flew so far north of the 38th parallel that separates the DPRK from the Republic of Korea. It was a show of force, according to the Pentagon. They said that it showed all the military options at the disposal of the US. And interestingly, it was flown just by US planes, not by alliance planes with Japan and the South Koreans as well. A real show of force, very close to the DPRK border, though in international airspace. But the US showing that they are not backing down either.